So settling into a comfortable position, as with any meditation, first step is to kind of check in with your body and consciously adopt a position that will, be comfortable, but allow you to be alert. Position that, allows you to sort of be comfortable enough that you don't have to move around. Ideally, with your back being relatively upright, an alert posture rather than slouching. It's often helpful to check in at the beginning of any meditation and just, let your shoulders relax, let your hands and arms just rest loosely. And once you feel settled enough, of course, closing your eyes, or if you prefer, you could sort of half close them and look downward. And really check in with your body. Just notice that you can feel your body. We can start by just checking in. Feel your body making contact with the chair or whatever you're resting on. Feel the overall condition of your body. And remember that the intention that we generally bring to any mindfulness meditation is to be an observer, to simply notice our experiences, but while bringing to that noticing an attitude of openness, curiosity, non-judging, acceptance. And notice at this moment that you can feel yourself breathing. Notice that you are breathing, that you can feel it in your body. Feel yourself breathing in and breathing out. And then I'll invite you to kind of imagine or even visualize, if that sort of works for you, that in front of you is a beautiful, majestic mountain. Just this massive presence. It can be just the feeling of a mountain, or if you can sort of create a visual image, you might picture in your mind either a mountain that you have seen or seen pictures of, or it could be a mountain you just create in your mind. Notice if you can see the peak of the mountain, or if the peak is hidden in the clouds. Notice the sides of the mountain, whether they're steep or gently sloping, whether they're rocky or covered with trees. Notice how the base of the mountain is sort of rooted in the earth. So however you can imagine this, or even if you aren't good at visualizing, you could just imagine the feeling of being in front of a beautiful mountain. And then imagine that you bring this mountain inside you so that you feel like a mountain. Feeling your body, imagining your head is like the top of the mountain, your shoulders and arms like the sides of the mountain, your pelvis and legs, the base of the mountain. So just as a mountain is a still, strong presence, incorporating that feeling inside yourself as best you can. Still aware of your experiences. So sitting as an observing mountain, just sharing those qualities of the mountain of being upright, still, rooted, grounded. And normally on the surface of a mountain, there's almost constant change happening. As the sky moves across the sky, as the sun moves across the sky, the light and shadows change on the surface of the mountain. The weather can change also from moment to moment. Sometimes the mountain is buffeted by strong winds or rain or snow. Sometimes the mountain is bathed in hot sunlight. Sometimes people may come and go on the mountain, or animals, or the mountain may be covered in vegetation. And that may change from season to season or day to day. In the winter, the mountain may be covered in a coat of snow, which in the spring becomes melting streams and then blooming flowers and tree leaves starting to bud, become evident on the surface. And then the mountain changes even more as the seasons go on. In the summer, perhaps wearing a coat of green, which in the fall turns into various colors of the autumn as the leaves change color. So all kinds of changes happening all the time on the mountain. And yet the mountain is still there. It still maintains its essential nature, regardless of what's happening on the surface. So see if you can, in a sense, link up with this idea as you imagine the mountain inside you, as you imagine being like a mountain. See if you can connect with those qualities of just being a still presence. Just as the weather and other things change all the time on the surface of the mountain, we can notice that we experience constant change. We can sit in stillness and observe how the weather of our lives changes. Our thoughts and feelings come and go and change. Body sensations, various sensory experiences. Almost constant change. But through it all, there's sort of a core part of you that can observe. And if you find it helpful, you can use this image of the mountain as something to link up to help with that sense of being grounded, as being an always present observer. From this perspective of observing, or I could say encountering, our experiences, just the way the mountain encounters the weather, we can notice that one type of experience we encounter is sensations in the body. And one specific area of that is sensations of breathing. So maybe coming back to that for just a bit. Just notice that you are breathing and that you can feel it. You can be aware of the sensations in your body. The sensations you feel when you breathe in and when you breathe out. Just letting the breath happen without trying to control it. And notice how the breath is constantly changing. It moves in and moves out. The sensations you feel in your body with the breath are constantly changing. Again, just like the weather on the mountain is constantly changing. But the mountain is just there through it all, encountering, just being with whatever happens to be there. So see if you can be with your breath and the breath sensations in that same way. And you can notice that, of course, along with the sensations of breathing, you can feel a lot of other sensations around your body, all over. We have so many nerve endings that allow us to feel sensation in the skin and in almost all the organs and tissues of the body, pretty well everywhere except inside the brain itself. There's nerve endings that allow us to feel what we would label as sensation, whether it's touch or pressure or temperature, even sensations of pain or various types of discomfort. Notice how this wide variety of body sensations changes from minute to minute, from moment to moment. And see again if you can encounter and just be with whatever sensations are occurring in your body in the same way that the mountain just encounters and just sits with the weather. And of course, we can notice other experiences that come and go. From this still, grounded viewpoint, sitting like a mountain, we can notice other sensory experiences. For example, notice how sounds are coming and going. You've been hearing the sound of my voice. Notice how many other sounds you can hear. Just like sensations come and go, notice how sounds come and go. Just encountering them, allowing them to be as they are. Again, just as the mountain simply encounters whatever weather, whatever changes on its surface, the essential nature of the mountain doesn't change. And throughout the meditation, you may have also noticed thoughts coming up. Maybe you kind of got caught up in thinking or lost in thoughts at different times. And yet, thoughts can be another type of experience that we can just step back and observe. Just like more types of weather on the surface of the mountain. Thoughts are also coming and going and changing. Just letting thoughts come and go. So not trying to hold on to them or push them away. But also try to be aware if any times you've kind of gotten hooked by your thoughts, meaning that you're carried away in the thinking, carried away in the stream of thoughts. And actually, as soon as you're aware that that's happened, that awareness implies that you've sort of unhooked again. But while we're hooked by our thoughts and lost in thought, we don't usually notice it. Let's see if you can watch out for that. Notice the thoughts themselves, the content, the topic, the types of thoughts. Notice as well that thoughts may be pleasant or unpleasant, or just neutral. And there may be emotions that come along with them. Emotional states or feeling states of like feeling happy or sad or feeling nervous or calm. All kinds of emotions and thoughts may come and go. Again, just observing it. And if you find the mountain image helpful, continuing to feel like a mountain that just encounters and sits with whatever is present. We can look separately at all these different experiences, but of course, it's all happening at the same time. There's the sensory experiences we can notice, touch and hearing, and also sight and smell and taste. And at the same time, we can notice the inner experiences, thoughts, emotions, body sensations, impulses. See if you can just lay out the welcome mat for all of it. Each moment, so many things are changing, so many things happening that we can observe. But notice that what isn't changing is the observer. That observer part of you is separate from all these different things that you can be aware of. Letting each moment unfold however it does. Be an observer. And again, if you find the mountain image that we've been using helpful, you can continue to just imagine being a mountain. Imagine like the mountain is inside you and that you're sitting mountain-like, contacting, encountering whatever is occurring. Just letting each moment unfold. Not trying to control anything, just allowing things to be as they are. Staying with this moment-to-moment awareness for the last minute or so of the meditation until you hear the bell ring. And even then, be an observer. Notice the sound of the bell and any reactions you have to it, and continue to notice your experiences after that.